Entrepreneurship, wisdom to wealth. Welcome to Entrepreneurship, Wisdom to Wealth. I'm Regina Davis, your host. Welcome to Season 2.
Okay. What you think so far?
I like it.
We building?
We're building.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. So did you want to ask? Do you want to start asking some questions, and I can work through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your mic is right here, so if this
I
tries
need to
to
change it. Let's put it on. Let's put it up a little bit. Yeah. Cause,
everybody in there.
okay. You got it. Talk to me. I'll just shoot. Let me get this right. Right. Everything I'm doing right now is going to sound like as I start adding layers, it's going to sound like a train wreck. So part of producing is imagining all the instruments playing together at the same time, and then what we do is we shut down the instruments and bring them in as the track starts to develop. So it brings you in. Now we're in. Little bit of an intro, and then you should have some music where we bring the instruments back down, and then there's just this playing on the, you can talk. Tonight we got such and such, and so that little whip, that type of part you can, so that's pretty much will be for the intro, and then when you're ready to talk, this section can be just, you can ride on it. Tonight, we have Mr. John gets in the studio.
Yes, we do.
And then you got another part where it comes in. And then what I'll probably do is end up throwing some strings on the top. So I can find where my strings at. Here we go. Something like that,
Love it. Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, let me add that one because that's going to add a little atmosphere to it. Okay, duplicate. Oops.
Boom, boom. There's a bear beat.
Let's try that one more time.
So all the tracks are separated right now, and then you'll pull them all together when you need to?
Yeah. The wonderful thing about Ableton is it creates a workflow. So what you do is you create these scenes. And the next level I'll go into is the arrangement level, and that's where I can bring the instruments in and out at different intervals.
Right.
Now, if you're familiar with DJ software,
Yep.
you can loop whatever section, and because everything will be synced up, and we know 92 BPM for the project, it should be no problem to get that software to chop you up in real time. Yeah. Let's see. So here we go. go. Let's see. Let me try something with it. Cool. Let's duplicate that. Some of the instruments I'll probably quantize. Are you familiar with the term quantization? So some stuff I will and some stuff I won't. What the mistake I made in the past when I was first getting into this, I was quantizing everything, and it took the live feel away from it. If you listen to this, it almost sounds like there's actually a band playing, you know. And so it's really important to not over quantize to make sure that you still keep a live feel. Because even though I use this as a creative tool, the ideal thing for me when I'm songwriting is take these songs and have a band. So you're kind of seeing my process for writing. So if you can imagine if I had a drummer and a bass player, we'd all be really getting down like this, but this is my little buddy to help me produce and get the ideas out of my head into the real world, you know. So the other part, I want to get that lead in there. Okay, I'm gonna audition a couple leads to you guys. I think this will be really the last piece we need to add, and then we can kind of start talking about how we want to mix it, bring it in. I don't know if it's sync. No, it's not sync lead. I'm looking for this kind of X-Files. No, that's not it. Where are you? Sign. Nope, because I already have that on top. So let's try.
So Regina, maybe you want to talk about, you know, the kind of feel that you want people to get when they tune into the show.
Like a real calming feeling, but something that's very distinctive from other podcasts. Yep, something very welcoming, something that keeps them coming back with the music, being able to vibe and just, even though our conversations may have its highs and lows, but the music is pretty consistent.
I think we're kind of getting there.
Will the music play throughout the entire deal or no?
It has, yep. And so we've just lowered the music,
Yep.
Yeah.
but then it still has that feel, and then it even helps us, like, even to calm and.
And we'll fill that out because I want to make sure that each section, you have enough to chop that up and extend it how you want to. You know, I use virtual DJ.
Yep.
So a lot of times, you know, if you got like 4 different cue buttons, you can cue in real time, you know, and really, you know, get that thing right.
Okay.
But my goal today was to actually give you a complete filling song. So if you play it from the beginning to the end, it feels complete. And then at that point, you can chop it up.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I like
Okay.
it.
All right. It's trying to sound like the young kids. I spent a lot of years in Kalamazoo at a church called Christian Life Center. And the 2 keyboard players, when I met them, they were like 16 and 13, you know, just real young kids, but they had an anointing. And they ended up moving out to California. One of the keyboard players named Derek Cobbs tours with, the guy has a group called Nerd.
Yeah, Pharrell.
Pharrell. He tours. Yeah, he tours. He has. I don't know if he still is, but he has toured with Pharrell.
Yeah.
Some major artists. So I've had a lot of time hanging around keyboard players because being a saxophone player, what made it difficult was these guys had these young, fresh ideas, and then here I am with this piece of brass. And at first, we had a horn section, but as people started to graduate from Western, I was felt like this older guy trying to keep up with these young guys. And so that's kind of how I got into the wind synthesis. And they were like, that's pretty cool, you know. And so it gave me a reason to develop what I do, because now as a old head saxophone player, I can tap in and talk to the younger generation of how to take this technology and then, well, let's talk about getting you into a real instrument like a drum set, or actually get some piano lessons. Yeah, you know how to play the keyboard and you know how to work samples, but let's talk about what can we do to actually get you, you know. So my goal is really to get a lot of us young, you know, African American, our children, grandchildren, back into thinking about playing live instruments. Yeah, let's see.
That kind of relates to even with the cameras and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I challenge people all the time. I say, well, you have this digital camera, you can shoot it, you can see it right there. It's all digital, it's new age. I say, well, let's tape up the back of this screen so you can't see anything. Now go shoot.
Okay.
They can't do it. You know what I mean? So trying to get them to learn the basics of photography, but without being able to see the image. You know, because the way I learned, as you learned on the real instruments, the way I learned is I had to know every dial on that lens.
Yeah.
I had to know the lighting situations in order to set it.
Yeah.
I had to know all of that stuff without seeing. Then I had to go to the dark room and process it.
Right.
So I had to know from beginning to end, and I didn't see my image until the end.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the very end.
Yeah.
But today it's like click
Right.
and it's there for them.
And then
And
there's
most of them are
value
still
in all
bad.
of what you're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
too. There's
Say
a lot of
again?
value. There's value. in
Yeah, you know.
understanding all.
But it's yep. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's value from the bare bones of what you were learning, and the same thing like with music,
Right.
being able to
Right.
actually play
Yeah.
And
music just
it
with
definitely
a real instrument and a real
prepares you for situations,
yeah.
because if you're doing everything like you said on the keyboard and it goes out, but you still need to play,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you got a house full of instruments and you can't play any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm very conscious that, you know, the new technology should benefit us as a people and not disenfranchise us.
Right.
And I'm seeing wholesale that we're being disenfranchised with the technology.
Technology should enhance.
It should enhance. So basically, I believe I have a healthy relationship between the technology and if the power goes out,
Right.
you know, what you gonna do then?
Right. That's
Right.
funny. But
I'm gonna stomp my feet and clap my hands. Can we do that? Some people don't even realize that that's a healthy part of being a person, is using your voice, using your mouth, using your hands to create. You know, who are you and what are you when the power is turned off?
Oh,
You know.
you like that?
some
one, yeah.
snaps over there. Going.
You know. Let me lay this last little track and then we'll get the mixing.
Okay.
Okay, let me hit that again, a little cleaner.
how do those headphones sound? I'm an
There we
audio
go.
technical guy.
Now quantize
Get
this
more-
one because
Yeah, yeah.
so it's real subtle, but you can hear it's a little more in time. So it's amazing software. You have to use it sparingly because what I notice with a lot of artists is they'll go in the studio and they'll overproduce. And then when it's time to go perform, they can't recreate what the
Right.
engineer recreated. And we forget that, you know, we're so overcritical about the music. It's just been beat down that we're searching for perfection. And we don't realize we're already perfect. Those little bumps and things, sometimes you ruin the music by taking them out. You know, you take out what they say, the human quality. And that's what I miss when I used to listen to jazz with headphones on. Sometimes you can hear the saxophone player end with a fuff, 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 fuff. You can hear that breath. And there's nothing, I love when the magic of the instrument was transcended by, you hear the keyboard player saying, ah. You know, sometimes you hear those guttural sounds come through the track.
Yeah.
Or just that last little gasp of air before the singer gets the note out, you know. So sometimes I think that's lost in the music, you know. But yeah, so let's go through the process. So usually in music, we like to count in fours, you know. So you might count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the magic number. So usually when we have sections, we think of them in fours. So let me do a little bit of preparation to get ready for arranging and mixing this thing. So I've had the honor and, you know, and I don't like this word, but for lack of better terms, the honor and the privilege of spending a little time with Robert S. when he was a rapper. And he took me to a studio in Jenison called Fast Tracks. And I just sat back and just watched. And I never forgot that day because I was right in the middle of some serious hip hop being produced, and I never knew what the process was, you know. And I realized that there was just this train wreck of chaos happening, like 32 tracks of, you know. And the guy would just mute, quiet everything down until he just had the beat. And he was using like, you know, like his fingers like this to hit the mute buttons and pull them in and pull them out. And it was interesting because usually what an engineer will do is he'll create several buses. So you got 5 instruments on one button. But this guy, he needed to have control of the tracks and sections. And I was just like, okay. He might have been bussing. I think he was bussing, but he was still, you know, working it like he was he's accomplished pianist, you know. So with the computers, you can kind of like simulate that by stepping the computer through when do you want it to turn on and turn off. So let's start with that. And I need to label these instruments. Okay, so this is bass. That bass sounds pretty good.
That's
Rename.
crazy. That horn that he blew created that.
Oops. Rename. Strings. Okay.
Once again, you know. Live right here, Music Production 101.
Right.
You know?
Entrepreneurship, wisdom.
Rename. Right, there it is, you know. Okay, so lead. Okay. Keys. Rename. Beats. Okay. So I think I like how that beat sounds by itself. So let's what's the duplicate shortcut? Duplicate. So we're going to duplicate, 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 duplicate.
So how well built is that Focusrite? I'm just gonna go all in.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's the best I've ever owned. I started with the name of the brand was I remember it was called Omega. It was Lexicon.
Lexicon. Okay.
Lexicon Omega, and I had it was real buggy,
Okay.
you know, but it was probably the first professional audio box that I had. But when I got the Focusrite, all my problems went away.
Really?
Because I couldn't understand why I couldn't run 96,000,
Yeah.
you know, K, and just have so many crash glitches and things to that nature, that this box truly smoothed everything out. I really just had to realize I had to go to a solid state drive.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of only got 8 gigs of RAM, but see, for me growing up, that's like amazing.
Yeah.
Now I think they're running 16 gigs, you know. But solid state drive, plenty of RAM, and I did a lot of research. This machine I purchased, refurbished. It used to run a CNC machine for a company.
Really?
And as a matter of fact, they actually left one of the little memory drives in
Yeah.
here with
the
program and stuff on it, you know. And this is touchscreen too.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
I only paid $225 for the machine.
$225.
Yeah,
Okay.
$225.
so $225,
Yeah.
and I bought the external battery. There's a battery underneath.
Really?
And as a test, so tomorrow and Saturday I'll be at Bold Cigar Lounge, and so I do a track show where I blow saxophone to backing tracks. So I do like contemporary. Well, I do traditional jazz. I call it my cocktail hour.
Okay.
And then I kind of get into some pop, R&B, and the band is in the box. The club has an awesome sound system, so I just plug into their board, and I just blow saxophones, and I blow a little bit of this,
Okay.
and it's just it's a hang and it's a vibe. But I was able to run a 4-hour show on battery power.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so it felt good. We had a power outage, and I used the battery to charge our cell phones, and we just kept rolling. But so it's an awesome machine, but you know, I'm a techie guy, but my heart is in nature, you know. So I kind of have dual citizenship.
Okay.
You know. Okay, so we got the beats. Let's pull out this first layer.
I might have to invest in because I've never had a Focusrite.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I have a PreSonus and a Behringer,
Uh-huh.
and but I've been kind of wanting the Focusrite. I mean,
Yeah.
it's red. Why would
I
you
had
want it?
I had the PreSonus,
Did you?
and the PreSonus was okay.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, how I got this Focusrite was, I liked the fact that it had the mono instrument input and it had the microphone input, because usually I just need the mono signal for what I'm doing, and then the stereo comes out through these
Right.
plugins. The guy I got it from, he was guitar sitter, sold him this, and the guy was just trying to make a sale. He should have had the stereo version. So I had the stereo Focus, or sorry, the stereo, what was the box you said you had?
PreSonus?
The PreSonus.
Yeah.
And we just traded.
Okay.
We traded straight up. So I went to a, yeah, and because he didn't know what, this was ahead of his,
Right. Right.
you know, his
Yeah.
ability anyway. And so he was just happy to have a stereo box.
Okay.
And he running a Casio keyboard into it. So
Okay.
awesome gaming PC he had for his computer. But he was running a Casio keyboard through, and I was like, "Here, man, here's stereo. We gotta run you stereo." So it was a good deal.
Okay.
You know, but what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up getting the stereo or the 4-channel,
The 4-channel,
and giving
yeah.
this one to my wife.
Yeah.
You know. So we're gonna start with this. Here's the beat. Oh, somebody wanted to get you off of there. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Oops.
Any other questions you may have for him, Doug?
I'll let him finish work.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. You're right. That's funny. What's this say? Why does it say rename? Yeah, it say flute. Interesting how that say. Okay. All right. Beats. Always need the beat. And then the bass is gonna come in next. So we have scalar, copy, bass. Okay, I want to quantize that. Down. Let's quantize. There we go. There it is. Okay. All right. Duplicate. All right. Let's so the intro I'm thinking will be kind of like one, two, three, four. Might have to quantize that bass. Look at that bass real quick. Yeah, let's quantize that bass. Okay.
Everything in fours.
Huh?
Yeah. No, it really is. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So those are called 16th notes, right? So it's divisible by 4, and it's really interesting how that number is really prevalent in
And a lot of things.
modern music. Yeah. African music is usually a 6/8, and 6/8 is kind of like really you get the 4/4 feel, but you get like a waltz feel on top, and it just kind of gives you this. It just adds up such a complex thing that when you think about some of the music we heard in Roots, they used a lot of 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So African rhythms have always put the 4 with the 3. In American blues music, we use the 4 and the 3. We have what we call a shuffle. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it's that and the regular pulse. It's really profound because we see it in R&B, we see it in swing, we see it in jazz. It's all heavy with African rhythms. It just sounds different, but it's in there. And this thing, we got a thing happening with this too. So I think it's very important to preserve the culture by recognizing these rhythms and recognizing that all the music, all the popular music, the stuff we grew up with, Earth, Wind, and Fire, all that type of stuff, has a central core to it, you know.
So Regina, how did you know that John here was into production? Because when you said he was coming through, now I've seen him perform, but first thing in my brain was that brass sax coming through, so forth and so on. I didn't think of the production side
Just a conversation.
that
we
he
had.
made. Just a conversation.
We just had a conversation. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
And we just shared. I'm like, wow. This is exactly what I need.
Lead down a little bit. I think this is vibey. I don't think we really need to add too much more
No,
to it.
I don't think so, do you?
Okay, so this will be the final opened up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start arranging this.
And it's funny because people don't really see this side of like production, but you know,
Right.
the music is a lot of times what hooks people. It's like, oh, okay, if I'm gonna listen to an hour worth of good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's got good music.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a second listen.
Yep. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let this ride for a little bit. Now it's time to add another layer. Next layer.
Yeah, I love it.
Next section. We're gonna cool it out.
Yeah.
You know, you hear it, but you don't hear it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You hear these, because he brought them in,
Yeah.
and then it got to a certain point, and they're still playing,
Mhm.
but you don't realize it, but they're really still playing.
Yeah. Just bringing them in and out.
Good.
And I think we can just let this ride out or just give you a nice tail of this. You know what I mean? Cause it's gone. You don't get tired of hearing it.
Right. Yeah. What you think, Marcus?
Especially the type of
here, and I'm gonna see what we got here.
Well, you put some headphones on,
E.
fold your arms back, you can get lost in that joint.
Yeah.
For real.
Okay, so we're gonna take him. So now we're gonna do a, if I can get it, where is it? Try to do a studio fade. Where's the studio fade? Come on. Right. Interesting.
So I've looked at the screen now for I don't know how long.
You done figured it out?
Still doesn't.
This right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do it 3 times, you'll have it.
This is rocket science.
Yeah, I'm a rocket scientist. No doubt. Let's see, now why is that just interesting? You know, I might have to just do a recorded hand fade. I'll do that. I think that'll be fine. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Where we at? View.
This is just like business, right? Keep doing it until you get it right.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. And, you know, let's see. Yeah, trying to remember all the little automations and stuff. I've used quite a few different DAWs or these type of programs, and let's see, where is it? Here we go, we clicked it. And a lot of times they use the same language. It's just trying to remember where everything, nope, that's not it. Remember where everything is on each different program. Okay, now this is showing me, that's fade in. And this should be fade out. But I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Come on. Very interesting. Okay.
What you up to, about 6 Sonys now? You up to about 6 Sonys?
The way these classes is going on.
So you know Cam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to him last week.
You see
Yeah,
it
so
fades,
we were
okay.
talking about a kid's
Here we
teenage radio show, maybe.
Thank you.
And
He does the, he runs the tech department.
yeah,
Video audio. So,
yeah, cause we still ain't got together, but
There you go.
150?
Come on.
yeah, actually I'm probably gonna
Come on.
get Is this interfering with that? This interfering with your?
no, this is his mic, you got your own, so.
Oh, I'm not plugged into nothing. Oh, I didn't even turn it on.
No, you turn it on, it's just on that device.
Oh, okay, I got you. So then you gotta turn around and sync it all.
Catch up. I
You
just
said
get it.
fade.
Okay. Okay.
Come on.
What was I saying? I forgot. I'll come back.
What is this? Delete that.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So I've already
I think I've just encountered a
told
bug,
Regina
but
she's gonna have
I
to
found the
come down
workaround
to the
to
station
it.
and interview. But that's the same with you as well. So y'all, yeah, exactly.
There
Y'all
we
had
go.
y'all own
Okay. this is
deal.
gonna be.
Come on down and talk shop about what you do.
I ended up getting the app that you sent.
The music? Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just left the station.
Fade.
Just
Okay, let's try
did the
that.
show. It'll air tomorrow, but I just did it. Which was pretty cool.
Why does that sound like it didn't fade out? Wee.
You done got used to it now.
That's what I said.
Scale it. Here we go.
Yep.
That's the editing it?
That's why. Okay, so that's gotta. Okay. Come on. I need you to fade out. Okay. Let's go. MIDI effects. Pitch, random, note length, MIDI control, monitor effects rack, expression control, envelope MIDI, fast attack, climb sweeper,
No, I'm
impact
just gonna look at these
arpeggiator,
lights.
expression
I might
control.
use this studio
Let's see,
So I wanna
MIDI
see what type of lights
effects,
they have.
utility,
just to
experiment, so no drive, monitor, note, echo, note length, pitch, random scale, velocity.
I don't know how this works.
Okay.
Oh, they got a pro photo
Let's see, how we gonna
Okay.
fade this one out?
and a scrim.
Consolidate, freeze track.
Yeah, now that'll cover everything. Okay.
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 Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. All right, let's listen to the whole thing. All right, so this is the entire production. Turn the bass down a little bit, soften that up.
legendary
Cool.
John Gettis.
Oh shoot! All right, we're going to mix it down. All right, so now we got a name, guys. Guys, what we gonna name this?
Oh my gosh.
Now, if just a suggestion, you can just call it like whatever. What's the name of your podcast?
Entrepreneurship, wisdom to wealth.
Theme,
Got it.
or it can be something else.
It's the thing. That's it.
Okay, all right.